Hi, and welcome. I'm Sharon Anderson. Christmas is a time when get-togethers take on special meaning because we're creating memories. Warm memories like Christmas mornings in front of a glowing fire, or even mishap memories like the time our Christmas tree fell down and we spent all of Christmas Eve taking what was left of the decorations and putting them back on the tree. Well, I know you have your own stories and your own traditions, but we'd like to add to those some gifts and some decorations and some ways to enhance your memories. And let's begin with the centerpiece of any holiday house, and that's the Christmas tree. We've created for you 3 very different looks: an elegant Christmas tree all gold and burgundy, and this one is a country look with gingham and gingerbread. And this is a natural tree with fruit, pine cones. And the person behind this, Michael Basler from Cole's Creative Publishing. Hi, Michael.
Sharon.
You've been hard at work.
Yes, we have.
They are gorgeous, just dazzlers.
Thank you.
Let's begin with our elegant tree and tell me the elements that make this look the way it does.
Well, I think the first thing that you notice is the ribbon that's running through the tree. This ribbon is not store-bought. We made that out of dress material. Yes. It's a wire-edged ribbon so you can shape it, and it's a no-sew project. And we're going to show you how to do that a little later.
Okay.
Following through, we have cherubs, of course, the perfect addition to any traditional tree.
And some of us have those in our ornaments that we already own.
Absolutely. There's also burgundy roses touched with gold. This adds a spark of color, and it may pick up on some colors in the room.
Very rich.
As well as the berries, which have just a soft glow. They're not real shiny. Notice how they're more subtle. I think that lends to the elegant feel. And out front here we have these wonderful shiny metal leaf ornaments that we made with gold leaf and silver leaf and copper leaf.
These look very expensive.
They look expensive, but they're actually made out of like 29-cent papier-mâché ornament blanks you can get at the craft store. We'll show you how.
To make those. Great.
Follow your theme through now with also wrapping your gifts to match your tree.
Ah, yes.
So kind of a complete look altogether.
That's just a dazzler. This is a warm, friendly tree.
It is. You know, someone might say, Michael, those lights are kind of passé, aren't they? Well,
they're old-fashioned.
They're old-fashioned. That's the point. And I think that they're coming back into style as we're more aware of nostalgia. And so the elements in this tree are, of course, the first thing you notice, the gingham fabric, which is perfect for a country look.
Actually, there's several different kinds of gingham, but all in the same colors.
That's right. We've also got a garland running the length of this tree that's made from old buttons from an antique store and fabric-covered spools, and that lends to that whole country warmth and feel of the tree.
Cute.
As well as our gingerbread, which aren't really gingerbread at all. They're spice and cinnamon. They're made with applesauce and some glue, so they're not edible, but they sure do smell good.
And they last?
Yes, they last
All
year
right.
after year. And of course the larger ornaments here, but they're wrapped in the same fabric as we did on the garland.
And these are all homemade.
These are all homemade. Follow it through again now with homemade wrapping paper. We stamped this wrapping paper and put it up in some red raffia. I like the red because it really pops off that.
Oh.
And of course, just this real friendly gingerbread man tree skirt.
Cozy, wonderful for the family room. Now, if you've got a cabin, wouldn't this be gorgeous?
Or if you have an apartment, you wish you were in a cabin.
Exactly,
like me.
in the middle of the city, this would be beautiful.
This is fun. Now, the first thing you notice on this tree, I think, is that vine that's wrapped. It's really elegant, it's dramatic, and that's honeysuckle vine. You'll find that at the craft store or the floral shop.
And then you just wrap it around the tree and it stays?
Just wrap it in, it stays right there.
Okay.
Running through the tree, we also have rope garland.
Yeah, look at this.
And we made from rope I bought at a building supply store, and it has berries and moss on it, and it's embellished. We also have seed ornaments. Those are styrofoam balls that are covered with glue, and then beads and seeds and beans are put on the ornaments. Those are an awful nice touch. Of course, I think the thing that really makes this tree, you got it, are these orange and apple ornaments. Those are so easy to make. One evening you could make all the ornaments for your Christmas tree.
And we're going to prove it.
Yes,
because you're going to show us how to make these.
I'll show you how to make them.
Let's do it.
All right.
So these are the elements that go into the fruit ornaments?
That's right. Now you can make these yourself by drying them in the oven, or you can cheat and go buy them at the craft store.
Can you already
sure,
dried?
Why not?
Great.
Yeah. All the elements are just hot glued together. It's real easy. I don't know where we'd be without the glue gun.
No, it's great. And then you just, to put them on the tree.
That's right. Just a little twine loop, and it's just hot glued to the back.
Isn't that pretty?
Add a little green and red. You know, it gives it a spark, gives it some
A
color.
little pop.
Yeah.
Show me how you did this rope garland.
Okay.
It's so pretty. Isn't that unusual?
This is fun, and you know the way it's made. Sometimes I like the way something is made as much as what it is.
Really?
Well, this is kind of an interesting way of going. We start with one of my favorites, these mixed picks that are available at the craft store. They've got a variety of elements on, so
On
takes
the
a lot
stick.
takes a lot of the guesswork out.
Exactly.
Okay. Now what we'll do is I'm going to open up. Look at that. open up.
Oh, so it
and
separates.
insert the stem of the pick into
like that?
the rope. There you go.
Oh, okay.
See?
And then that
I'm
rope
just going to let go,
holds
and it
it.
holds it.
I
Isn't that
love
fun?
that.
Now, you can put a little glue there if you want, just to kind of hold it in place and embellish a little moss. Will cover up your mechanics.
Oh, pretty. And look, this is how you hold it on the tree. You just put glue gun on the end.
That's right, exactly. Just a little glue on the end. And don't make one long, huge garland. Make a few shorter garlands. It gives you
Easier
more
to decorate.
flexibility. Yeah.
All right. Now let's move to our elegant tree, because you said you were going to show us how to make a wired
Wire edged ribbon.
ribbon.
That's right.
And it looks like this on the tree. If you noticed, it wrapped the whole tree in such an elegant way.
And you know,
looks very expensive.
Well, the thing I like about it is that this, well, of course, this is dress material, so it does look very expensive, but you can choose whatever fabric you want to go on this. It could be upholstery fabric or any type of decorating fabric.
So then you just cut the fabric into
That's
strips?
it, right.
All right. And once you've done that, how do you
Cut
wire
into about
it?
3-inch strips, and what you need to know, because it's no-sew, is that we have to make this seam somehow.
To hold the wire in?
Right. So we're using fusible web, and you'll find this at the craft store in a little tape. It looks like tape, really, is what it is. And it's like an adhesive that's going to hold 2 pieces of fabric together with a removable back piece of paper. So we've ironed this piece on.
Okay, so first
and
you iron that
sticks.
down.
Then we're going to remove the paper
Ah,
back. And you
yes.
see this? Okay.
So it's transparent once you've taken that off.
That's right. Just pull this wire and fold over, and you just want to iron that in
Neat.
place. And with a little pressing and a little more heat, that'll hold in place, and you end up with this wire edge
And
ribbon.
so then you have a very inexpensive wired ribbon that you could use on your tree or on your gifts or whatever.
That's right. I mean, think about it. If you just buy 1 yard of fabric, you're going to get a lot of strips cut out of there.
What a money saver.
Yeah.
That's great. And let's move to these ornaments that seem so expensive, and you say are really not.
They really aren't. You know, we're starting with this basic paper mache craft ornament that you can get and embellish and paint, do whatever. But I have put a little bit of paint on here to seal the surface,
Okay.
and then golded size adhesive, which actually, when it dries, it's sticky.
Oh yeah, it has a little tacky
Yeah,
surface.
right. That's
all
going to hold the gold leaf. Now this is what the leaf looks like, and you buy it in packages of
In
like
sheets?
25 sheets, right? That's
Look
silver.
how delicate that is. It just falls apart in my
Yeah.
hand.
Well, that's what you want for this project. You crumble up a bunch of pieces. This is what we call skewings, and I'm just going to set this ornament into the skewings.
You have gold, copper, and silver here to give it this wonderful
That's
combination
right.
look.
And then just tamp it down with a brush.
And that's all you do to make it
That's-
smooth like
That's
this?
it. And you just keep going until you've covered your entire surface. Embellish the top with a little, gold ribbon. It's fun.
It's lightweight, it's beautiful, and it's inexpensive.
That's
I love
right.
that part of it. Just great ideas, Michael.
Thank you.
Those are just a few of the ideas that are available in this book, Decorating Your Home for Christmas. It's from Kohl's Creative Publishing, and Michael has more fabulous ideas later on in the show for gift wrap.
That's right.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, Christmas crafts for the whole family.
You know, there are all kinds of decorations on the market that you can buy, but we're about to show you some wonderful decorations that you can make. And they're projects the whole family can get involved in doing and also enjoy through the whole holiday season. Diane Thomas, the First Lady of Creativity, is joining us to show us some, well, I think you've kind of outdone yourself on these projects.
Thank you. You know, one of the funnest things you can do is to get together with your family, do a project, because not only does a project come out, but you have those memories that last forever.
Those moments together
That's right.
are so
That's
important.
right. So this
And
one is a great
this
family
will take some
project.
time, but is worth it. Look at this.
It is. This is a cookie train, and you can see it going right down the track. We have the engine here. We have the little coal cars right behind it. And of course, we have the caboose coming along right behind that.
How do you put these together?
Well, let me show you. You're going to need 3 kinds of cookies. You'll need a flat cookie like this that goes on the outside for the outside of the car. You need the wafer cookies that go inside to build the cars. And then you need dark cookies that go on the outside for the wheels.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and show you how to make this. I'm
This
going
is
to
the
use
engine?
royal icing, and I actually use it in a cake decorating tip like this. Because of time, we're just going to show you how to do it. You would go ahead and put your royal icing on all of these and put them together, because that icing acts just like cement.
And that dries and hardens.
Yes, put some royal icing along here, put this on it, and then over here you put your royal icing here, Put that on there.
Those are the
And
sides?
as you can see, we have an engine here, and then I have just decorated that with the royal icing. That royal icing is made with egg yolks, and so it makes it really hard when it's
It
finished.
looks soft, but actually it's very firm.
It's very firm. Now to make the little coal car right here, as you can see here, we put frosting on both sides of this, put this together, and then put one in between like this, so we have our coal car.
And it makes a square.
And then the last piece is to put a little wafer cookie on the bottom, put this like here, put some frosting on both sides of the wheel, put those on there, and decorate the top of it along here, and you've got your coal car. So let's go back and take a good
fill
look
it.
at this. Here's our engine, and for the engine here, I have the dark cookies put together here, and we have the lifesavers here, and also for the hubcaps along the edge. And then right behind here, we have the coal cars. As you can see, each one of the coal cars are all filled up with some fun candy. And of course, the caboose is coming behind here. And what fun can you have when you put a little bit of dry ice in a cup behind that, and your engine will go steaming down the tracks.
Isn't
we'll
that
put-
great?
And there you go. You have one steaming.
The family will be talking about that all season long.
chug. Isn't that fun?
That is wonderful. The cookie train.
Yeah, so do a memory that will last forever, and you can have fun, and that's a great centerpiece, and it also goes around.
Speaking of fun, take a look at this tree. This is a tree that has a real sense of humor, and it's all made from pop cans.
That's right.
Take a look. This is a little pig.
This is a bear,
Uh-huh.
and we have a little cow right here at the bottom of it.
And I love this one with the hair.
Isn't
Isn't
that
she
fun?
fun? How do you make
So basically, all you do is take a pop can and, remove that little top part right off the top of it. And then begin, this one I'm going to twist. And if you have trouble, you can just put it down on the floor and step on it. But
Okay.
actually, I'm going to make this, I just probably step on that
Make
a
it
little
flat.
bit. There we go. Flatten that out. We're all set to go. The next thing is to spray paint that. So I take these outside, put them on a piece of paper, spray paint the back, spray paint this. Then the last part is to take acrylic paints and start finishing that off. So you put the flesh color in here, and then you start going with the white, and then the black. And you can see just paint around the mouth here, and always the open of the can is the mouth of whatever you make.
And then to put the tie on?
We just put a nail through there
Okay.
and put the yarn through there, and that hangs on a tree, and you are all set with
Isn't
wonderful
that
pop can
fun?
ornaments.
That's great. Let's take one last look at these
Okay.
because now you can really appreciate the way they've been done. These have a little bit of foam.
That's the fun foam.
Yeah.
Again, you can use any of the things you find in the art store and be as creative as you want. These are pom-poms here glued, the little ribbon there, and the cow is again fun foam. And as you can see, we use curly hair over here on the ladies. So
That's
Have some
terrific.
fun
That
with that.
pop can tree. And this is a topiary, but it's unlike any topiary that you'd buy at the greenhouse because
That's
it's
right.
made with candy.
well, and everybody looks for a special gift to give to their neighbors, something that they'll remember them during the holidays.
This is a good one.
This one is a great one, that's right. Take plaster Paris, pour that in, mix the water in, pour it in, and then put a dowel stick like this into it and let that set up. Once that's set, then run the ribbon around here and glue it at the top so it finishes off that and decorates that. Then put a piece of styrofoam in here at the top, and then the fun begins. You take the candies, and this is where all the kids will be great. Not only will they have fun tasting the candy, but they'll have fun putting it
So they're just
on it
attached
so they
with
can make it.
pins.
So you take a pin, a piece of candy, any of the candy that's wrapped. I often will take like the candy cane candy because it's red and white,
Oh, pretty.
and do that around it and finish the topiary. And let's come back over here and look at this finished one. Isn't that nice? It's been all filled with candy, so as people come, they can take a piece off from that. We put a nice bow here at the top, and again a bow to match that here at the bottom with the greenery around it.
Great. Great gift. Now here's something the adults will probably appreciate more than the kids.
That's right.
A basket of vegetables.
It's a do-it-yourself salad bar, and this is absolutely wonderful. It's fun to make too. What we've done is taken a basket and lined it with everything that would go into a salad. So back here we have broccoli, we have cauliflower, we have cabbage. Here's a fun one. You take a green pepper, take off the top, and put all the carrot sticks in there.
Oh, that's clever.
Isn't that great?
And then you surround it with the other
and
vegetables.
then notice the handle is all of these beautiful onions. Isn't that a nice one?
Just tied with a ribbon.
That's right. And so you can add any kind of lettuce on a plate around here that you want, and people come on by, clip that off,
Take
and make
this.
it your do-it-yourself salad bar. That's right.
Stack it and
And
make
you're
your own
all set.
salad bar. Very
Isn't that fun?
pretty. And that's something your guests will talk about. Did you see
That's
that beautiful
right.
basket she made on the buffet table? Great ideas.
Thank you.
Good things for the family to do together.
That's right. And
Thank
remember, create those memories that will last forever.
Exactly. Diane will be back a little bit later on in the show with more great ideas, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, magical mantles and more.
There's nothing like the smell of fresh evergreen. That fragrance just says Christmas, doesn't it? Well, whether you're decorating your home with real or artificial greens this year, we're going to give you some ideas on how you can deck your halls and your staircase and your fireplace with flair. A few days ago, I helped Craig Olson from Dayton's Interior Design Studio give a mantle 3 very different looks. Oh, Craig, usually a mantle is so formal. I love the way you've done a casual look here.
Well, it's really a nice country look. And it's a
Yes.
combination of wonderful things, really like a collection, Sharon, of bears, trees, and it gives a wonderful texture.
Textures,
Texture,
yeah. Show me how you did it.
Well, we just started with these little bears who are sitting on chairs. Some have a Santa wish list and all. Easy thing to even pull from around the house.
Yes, a lot of us have bears around that we've used in, other rooms.
Absolutely, and the kids would love to have their teddy bears up on the mantle.
Now, this is artificial.
This is all artificial, and the reason I use artificial right by the fireplace itself is, of course, we want to use the fireplace during the winter, and so now we don't have to worry about it catching on fire.
It's also easier to clean up.
Much easier, and it's also a nice place to hang the stockings. So see, I just have them hanging with a little ornament hook right onto that. Gives a lot of decoration.
Well, it's a good idea also because mine are always falling off the mantle.
That's exactly right. You
this
can
holds
wire them
up
on
there.
easily there.
This is pretty. You put a ribbon just wound around.
And it's just, I just wind it through and sort of tuck it in amongst the branches. It gives sort of a soft look to the garland.
Now, tell me about this mantelpiece.
I didn't want to do a wreath because traditionally everybody does a wreath.
Right.
And so what I did is I took this beautiful brown basket and I filled it with this curly willow. And then to that I added fresh flat cedar. Now we do have the smell of Christmas. in the
aroma.
room. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, this you could use the rest of the year, couldn't you?
Oh, heavens, yes, Sharon. Take the cedar out.
Right.
And maybe in spring add some tulips, add some, beautiful eucalyptus to it. You'd have a great look for a mantle.
Good idea. But I know you've got more. What's next?
I want to do something with really all a fruit kind of a look, a combination of ornaments and plates and all of that.
Sounds yummy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We cleared away our country look to make room for a fireplace that you could love all winter. Craig's theme here is bountiful fruit. First, he added artificial fruit to the garland. He tucked and wired pear sprays, spiced oranges, and fruit sprays with gilded pine cones. Next, Craig propped an antique fruit picture against the wall. Look how beautifully that complements the fruit garland. Then more fruit accessories, a black toll tray hand-painted with a fruit design, and an antique plate. And yes, he did add a wreath, but it leans, not hangs on the mantel. Last, a whimsical arrangement on the hearth of peaches, bridal wreath, and peacock feathers. This is a look to celebrate not just the holiday, but the whole season. Craig, this is just lush.
It is. It's just almost overdone. But the thing about it that makes it work is that it is a motif. It actually is all fruit, the picture, the plate, the trays. It all relates back to this one central theme.
What's interesting is that once again you've gathered things from other places in the house and used them on the mantel.
Exactly right. I mean, this way now you look like you have a collection of fruit things where scattered around the house it looks like you have 1 or 2 pieces.
Right.
It works.
The fruit. This is artificial, but you say you could actually use real fruit in the garland?
You could. There would be no reason why you can't. It would be a little heavier, but you still could secure them so that they would really stay in place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have something else. I can't imagine how you can top this one, but what's next?
Angels.
Angels.
And that's what we're going to look at now.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Again, we cleared the mantel, then wound gold leaves through the garland to create an elegant holiday look. Next, an angel picture sets the theme. The art is entitled Night with Her Train of Stars. Then more gold angels, gossamer angels made out of metallic ribbon, glamorous pine cone trees of gold and silver, and on the floor next to the fireplace, a grouping of gold, a gold-winged plant stand, and a golden angel playing her violin.
You know, Sharon, I want to do this mantle all around this wonderful picture of this angel. I mean, it's blue, unusual color for Christmas, but it has some golds in it, and that set the whole theme. Once again, if you have a theme, anything you do with it will work.
So then you brought the gold down into the mantle with the angels and all across the garland.
Exactly, and look at the trees.
Now these are made from what?
There's the pine cones. Pine cones sprayed gold with lots of silver glitter on them. It just sparkles and really looks wonderful for the holidays.
Beautiful. And you brought this plant stand in from the hall to be part of your mantelpiece.
It's exactly right. Why not use the pieces that you have around the house? This has sort of a wing design to it. I thought, well, that's perfect for angels. And then I took it right down to this gorgeous gold angel who's playing her violin. That sits right here on the hearth.
Oh, Craig, it's just elegant.
This is an elegant Christmas
It
look.
is beautiful ideas.
Good, thank you.
What else have you done?
Well, Sharon, I have what I call an archway cap. Look it up here. Yes. See, it just goes just directly across the archway. It doesn't drip down either side with a garland. So easy to do.
Is this artificial?
This is artificial, and then you don't have the pine needles dropping all over.
Yeah. How's it held up there?
A couple of nails with some florist wire just tied around it and pull it up tight.
Pretty.
Easy to do, too.
I like the way you have all of the color on one end.
Well, you know, this is such a symmetrical archway. I thought, why not play it a little and make some fun out of it and just have all that color down there. Plus, it's a little less expensive. You don't have to use quite so many decorations. And it looks pretty.
Oh, gorgeous and economical.
Easy to do.
Craig has created this sumptuous staircase topped by,
Kris Kringle in all his glory.
and I love the way you've done the garland. It's so full. What's the secret to making it look like that?
Well, it's such an easy secret. You take two of the artificial garlands and braid them together to get that really full, wonderful, lush look.
Then you put some ribbon through it.
Ribbon through, just took some red ribbon, twined through it, added some of these beautiful silk peonies, some dried hydrangeas, and that just goes all the way up the stairway.
Now, even though this is artificial, the garland itself, you've added some live pieces in it.
Oh, absolutely, Sharon, because you do want that wonderful fragrance at Christmas. And for instance, here, it's the flat cedar.
Okay.
That will dry, but it won't drop its needles all over the floor.
But it'll smell good.
And it will smell like Christmas, yes.
You have one finishing touch.
One finishing touch. Always one more thing to add. And in this case, I want to add this beautiful bow here. Just tuck it right in here, and that will look like it's holding everything together.
Oh,
And
Craig.
just rip that over the side.
You do the holidays with such style.
Well, it's just the way I am.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Craig Olson. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, edible gifts from your kitchen.
And now, edible gifts from the kitchen. Foods that are so beautiful, when you give them to your friends, they're going to go, I can't believe you made that. Colleen Miner, our cooking expert, is here to show us how to get those raves. Hi, Colleen.
Hi.
I look at these beautiful gifts. I can't believe you say they're easy to make.
They are easy to make.
Look at this. This is a chocolate basket in a big version and also a small gift size. How do you do this?
It is really simple. We're going to start with our forms, okay? The little form is a little souffle or what everybody has, a little custard
Little
cup.
glass dishes.
The big one is a big souffle, but you can also use a bowl as long as it has kind of a flat bottom.
Okay.
That's sort of essential. Now we just cover that souffle with some foil. Now, this is my very specialist trick. What you do is you take chocolate, you put it in a bag, put it in hot tap water. It melts beautifully, it doesn't burn. It's the best way to do it and the best way to keep it while you're working.
Just hot water.
Just hot water,
Okay.
right from the tap. Now I cut a little hole in the bottom of that and I start drizzling, okay, in a circular motion, you notice,
Yes.
and down the sides,
And
okay?
how thick? Does it all have to
You know,
attach somehow?
it all has to overlap or
Right.
else the bowl won't be strong. And now here's another trick. It is weakest around the rim, so I
Right.
always pipe a special thick area around the rim. And then make sure it overlaps so that we don't have any weak points. Now you put that in the refrigerator until it sets up. It's going to look like this.
Right. And here comes the hard part.
Turn it over, not hard at all, and just start pulling gently, pulling out the foil.
And you didn't oil that foil.
I did not. You can't oil the foil.
Okay.
It must be just plain old foil. And voila!
Oh, it's
Look
just
at that. Isn't that
gorgeous.
beautiful? You know, no matter what it looks like, you can't make it bad because it's chocolate.
It's going to taste fabulous. Look, you
Yes.
can put ice cream in it with raspberries and drizzled on the top.
Great dessert.
Oh, or once again, it's beautiful gifts like that. I love that. This is my favorite because I'm a meringue person. But look at meringue mushrooms served in this gorgeous basket as a gift. How do you do those?
Okay, meringue, eggs, sugar, a little vanilla. Very easy. You can get it any recipe book. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip that up until it's nice and stiff and put it in this is a disposable pastry bag with a
Okay.
tip. But once again, you don't need a disposable pastry bag. You could just use a regular plastic bag, cut off the tip. Now you do one.
Okay.
For the cap, you're just going to press it about 3/4 of an inch away and hold it there. That's the cap.
That way?
Right.
Okay.
Now, and I'll do cap. Now, for the stem, what you're going to do is push and plop. Yes.
Ta-da.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, here's the trick. Take some water and put it on the top, and that will take that little point off so we get a mushroom.
And then you bake it?
And then you bake it at about 200 degrees for about 4 hours. So I always do these overnight. You know, you can start it, turn off the oven, just leave the light on, and they'll keep on drying until the morning.
How do you know it's done?
You know it's done. Now, notice that I've used parchment paper. If you're working with meringues, parchment paper is a just must. You know that it's done when it just slips off the paper.
Okay.
Now let's form that mushroom. Take a knife with a nice point and just start squiggling it. Can you see squiggle?
Whoops, we
Mine
broke that one. That's all right, that
you
happens.
can eat that one.
Oh,
that's for
that's
you.
my favorite one so far.
Okay. My kids, I can hardly keep these. My kids
I'm
eat
sure
them
they
before I
hang
make
around
them.
and wait for you to break
Now
one.
we've got some of that melted chocolate. Dip the tip into the melted chocolate. Put it in. Then you can let it set upside down until it is nice and hardened. And then you just sprinkle some, this is just cocoa. You can sprinkle it over for that rustic, just out of the forest look.
And put it in a gift basket
And we
like
put it in a
this?
rustic gift basket.
I love that.
By the way,
Isn't
it's a
that
gift
clever?
without any fat.
No
For
fat.
friends who are watching their fat and
Good
calorie
point.
content, it's a nice, nice gift.
All right. Moving on down and a little more chocolate.
Well, chocolate is the gift of pleasure for the Christmas holidays,
and it's a
I
wonderful
think.
treat to get in. Look how you can serve it and give it. Chocolate spoons. These are very popular now in the stores, but you're saying we can make them.
Well, yes, and they're very expensive in the stores, by the way, but here's what we do. We're going to take some of our chocolate from the basket, and again, a little bit of a hole. And then notice that I have this sitting on a cutting board
Why is that?
so that the bowls are even.
Oh, so they aren't tipped
So
down.
that the chocolate before it sets up doesn't push out. And then you just pour it in. And if it doesn't set up right, you just give it a tap.
Okay, and that's just solid chocolate, nothing else.
Just solid chocolate and just let that set up. Now we have some that are set up. Let's decorate them.
With white chocolate?
With white chocolate and
fun.
you don't
Messy,
have
but fun.
messy but fun. Yes, you don't have to be an expert to do that. These turn out just beautifully. And here's some ideas for our gift or the end of a buffet table.
So
when
you just
you're
wrap
doing a
them and
party,
put the
wrap
ribbons
them. This goes right in the coffee. A
Yes.
friend who loves antiques, you can buy her cup saucer and an antique silver spoon and do the same thing.
Lovely, lovely. I just think that's great. Potpourri. This is a nice one because it's made with fresh fruit, which you
Fresh
dried.
fruit, it's all natural. Fresh and rustic is in, by the way. So we have apples, oranges, lemons that we dried. This just takes up 200 degrees. It might take as long as 24 hours in your stove if you've got a dehydrator, or you can do it in the microwave on 30% power for about an hour. Then you
Really?
look at it and see if it has any moisture in it and just keep on doing it until all the moisture is gone.
And then you add other things to it.
And what we're going to do is we're going to add star anise, which is absolutely wonderful, some bay, some cardamom. These are all sweet, delightful flavors, some cinnamon, and some dried cranberries for a little bit of color.
And you mix that all up, serve it in a beautiful bowl, or give it in a beautiful bowl,
Right,
rather.
it's wonderful just on your table, Or you can use it in a mulled wine or a cider because it's all natural and nothing's been done to it. It's just wonderful.
Colleen, these are all just luscious gifts. Thank you. Great ideas. Colleen Miner. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, great ideas on creative gift wraps.
Well, now it's time to wrap your presents. And why not make the outside of your gifts as unique and personal as what's inside this year? Michael Basler is back with us from Kohl's Creative Publishing to show us how to do it.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. What I love about all these ideas is they're so creative and yet not expensive.
That's right. And you're right, they are creative. I mean, presentation is everything, and I think that half the fun is how you've wrapped your present.
Yeah, these are a real wow. Let's start with this. This is elegant looking, and yet I know it doesn't cost much to do.
That's correct. This is just made out of craft paper and spray paint. You could even use a grocery bag if you want.
Isn't that pretty? But it has a texture to it. How do you do that?
Well, what I did first to get the texture is take the craft paper and crumple it.
Oh, so you just crumple it all
Crumple it up, right? And then just flatten it out.
All right.
Now you want to pick up your spray paint can and just spray from an angle.
Oh, so not straight down?
That's right.
So
If
you
you
just-
spray from an angle, you're just getting the paint along the little ridges.
Oh,
what
and
gives the
that's
texture.
where you get
Yeah.
the little dimension to it.
Right.
And you can do this in all kinds of colors, but you
That's right.
suggest certain
Well,
ones.
yeah, you want to make sure that you get enough contrast. Like I tried gold once, thinking that would be really elegant
Yes.
looking, but it didn't have enough contrast against the brown, so
Oh,
it didn't
so
work.
much like that
Here's
brown.
one. This green looks great.
Isn't that pretty? And I'd love the little splash of color here on the name tag.
That's right. It's just like an old moving box tag or something.
And speaking of name tags, let's get this one back because look what he did with this.
I
Where
love
is
this.
it?
That is cut out of the bottom of an aluminum pie tin.
Do you believe it? Isn't that cute?
There's always a little design down there stamped on the bottom of those pie tins, and I thought, well, you know.
And I hate to throw those out, but
There you go.
look, isn't that clever? Very smart. Great ideas on how you can embellish your gifts without using bows, like this.
That's right. This is a very elegant look. This will be for the big payoff gift.
Oh
okay?
yeah, something expensive in this one, we
That's
hope.
right.
And this is done with, it looks like pearls, but actually this is something you said you can buy in the craft store?
That's right. This is just a plastic pearl, and you'll notice the back side of it is flat. So it's made especially for applying to craft projects.
And how do you do it on this?
Well, all I did was I glue the first stem, or the first strand down,
Okay.
and wrap it around the package and
Just
keep
keep
wrapping.
wrapping.
And when you get done, you just want to apply a little more hot glue on the end to
All
secure
right.
it in place.
And we can show you right here, we just have it
Yeah,
glued
just a
there
little
on
bit of
one
glue.
place. And then you put what's this, a ribbon? I mean a button?
This is actually a button. You're going to find these buttons at craft stores. So choose something that looks like an elegant piece of jewelry, completes the whole look.
Very
So without
smart.
ribbon, you can really make a package look special.
I'd like to get that gift, I'll tell you. You have some other ideas on how you can do just that without bows.
I like this one especially. Silk ivy leaves, okay, I just remove them from the plant, glue them one after the other, made a silk ribbon, silk ivy ribbon. So just wrap it
Clever.
around the package.
Here,
This is good too.
tassels are so popular right
Yeah,
now.
just a nice cord tassel, you know, after they've taken it off the box, they can hang it on a doorknob or put it right on the Christmas tree.
Very pretty. You can't wait to see what's in that. It's so beautiful. This is great because you're using the gift wrapping as actually part of the gift.
That's right. I mean, and at first glance, you might just say, well, gee, thanks for the clay pots.
All right.
What am I supposed
Just
to do
what
with
I needed
them?
the bottoms of them too,
Yeah,
huh?
great, thanks. But what we have in here is if you take 2 clay pot saucers from the garden store,
Right.
put them together, you have a garlic roaster.
You don't have to buy a special roaster for
Well,
garlic?
I think they want you to think you have
yeah.
to. I think
You spend
can get by with it.
$25 or whatever for it, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. So set a couple of garlic, big bulbs of garlic inside, along with the recipe on how to
favorite
make
recipe.
roasted garlic. And you'll put the lid on. And to hold it together, I used a little bit of craft, this is some paper twist ribbon. And I just embellished it with some berries and some raffia and some pine.
And then you wrap that around to hold it together and once again glue.
Just hot glue.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what can't you do with hot glue?
I
It's
know,
great.
that's so clever. And some other ways that you could make the wrapping part of the gift.
This is kind of a gift for a gardener. Maybe a gardener with a sense of humor with all these gold studs
Oh,
all
it's a
over
pretty
it.
pot to even use in your living room during
That's
the
right.
year.
Just adds a little bit of elegance. I've got some gardening tools and some seeds in there.
Right.
And here's another look.
Oh, so
Isn't
cute.
that
Now,
cute?
this is a clay pot also?
That's right. And then the lid is actually the saucer. I just turn it upside down.
Okay, and painted it.
Painted it with craft paint and a brush.
And then there's rope.
And just applied a little rope with hot glue. That's our honey pot. So
Very clever. I like that. Now, you're saying that you can make your own gift baskets, including the wrap on the outside like
that's
this?
right. You can make the shrink wrap yourself. They make it available for you now at the craft store. Isn't that lovely?
So you can personalize what's in it
That's
much
right.
more that
You can
way.
put anything in there.
All
This
right.
is with some gourmet chocolates and some champagne. You
Show me
really
how to
pamper
do it.
yourself. Well, what you're going to do is you go to the party section, like I said, at the craft store, and you'll find shrink wrap, and it's in a little box like this.
Okay.
And then when you take it out, this is actually what it looks like. It's just like a big cellophane bag. Okay, so arrange your items in a nice gift basket.
Right.
Put some stuffing in there. You know, this actually has like a little piece of
napkin
fabric
or
and a
something.
napkin. Put the bag over the top of your container and kind of tape it together on the bottom.
On the bottom,
That's right. Then we're going to take a hair dryer.
And this is going to shrink right before our eyes?
Hopefully it will.
So the heat makes it...
The heat makes it shrink. There it goes.
Oh, it is, look!
See, it's just going to shrink and
It's
conform.
tightening up.
That's right.
Can you see that? How neat!
And that's all there is to it. You just keep going, and you might want to embellish it with a little bow or something. Now, this is also available in a couple of other colors. So if you want just a little more decorative version here,
isn't
it's in
that-
green.
That's cute for a child.
Yeah.
Look, they put it in a little bucket. And other colors it comes in are...
Red, and I've even seen gold and amber. So fun stuff. It's there.
Save
Go
yourself
find
some
it.
money
That's
on
right.
that. I
Exactly.
like that. And here are some very clever ideas for, well, ways I've never seen things wrapped.
Well, you're always bringing a bottle of wine or
Right,
a
and
little
you stick it
liqueur.
in one of those
right.
pretty little
Mhm.
bags, but
Well,
this
how
is
about
better.
just wrap it up in some lovely fabric. This is really frilly kind of organza fabric. And just put some bows. Again, we have some of those pearls. And that's just a nice way to present a little bit of wine.
Isn't that elegant?
Up front here, we've got some denim fabric that I've actually frayed the ends by removing some of the threads. And it's just embellished with a little concho there and tied up
That'd
with
be nice for CDs or tapes.
CDs. Sure, it'd be great. Kind of a Western look, huh?
Yes, I like that.
And finally here, make the inside of your package look just as great as the outside. Here we have this cute little teddy bear, and he is just surrounded with rosettes of different colored tissue paper. It's so
Very
easy.
clever.
That's
And
right.
when you open it, it's even more delightful when you see all those
Exactly.
colors.
Yeah,
Great
fun.
ideas, Michael. As usual, terrific ideas. And there are a whole lot more in this book called Great Gifts, Wrap It Up from Kohl's Creative Publishing. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
We'll be right back.
Coming up next, make your own gifts for the whole family.
It's such a great feeling when you find the perfect gift for someone. But what about if you make the perfect gift? And then you not only have the fun of giving, but also the fun of doing. And Diane Thomas is here to give us some great gift ideas for things we can make.
You know, my favorite thing is to make something because I'm giving my love to them and what I made.
Yes, exactly.
Don't you love that?
I love to get those gifts.
That's right.
And you have a way, children's art, you want to
Yes.
save somehow, and instead of just putting it on the wall, you found a way to make it permanent art.
When you see a piece of art that your child has done and you really like it, you can actually make it into a three-dimensional piece and they can help you or actually do it.
So
as you can see here, we've taken the piece, the little flower that they did here on the paper and made it into a stem here with fun foam here, and the top of it is a piece of wood.
How do you do this?
Well, that's so easy. You actually take and copy off the picture. So make a copy of that, and then
Okay.
you trace that onto wood and cut that out. So the wood is cut out, a piece of wood like this. Then you whitewash the wood, just a little bit of white paint on that. And then the next thing is to put a piece of tracing paper on top of that.
Oh, so you
Put
can get the
this
design on the
then
top.
you actually go around and draw that on so that it actually transfers, and then you paint it. As you can see up here, you want to do the light colors first and then move in with the dark and the black here at the very, very end.
At the very end, and then you put it down in the
Yes.
pot with
we
some...
have a pot and a little bit of, you have the foam down at the bottom of that, and we glued that in there and then put that in there, we're set.
And voila,
So-
art that lasts.
That's right.
And you have another example here.
I do. This is one I fell in love with. Isn't that just a wonderful piece?
Yes. A
But
treasure.
you know, sometimes they just get folded up. This way, I just cut this out, cut the piece of board like that. Now again, I traced that on there so you can see how to do it if you wanted to paint it on. But with this one, Sharon, I'm actually going to take this and put some adhesive
some mounting?
glue. Yeah, glue mount on it. And we'll put this right on, if you can help me there. And that will actually glue itself right to the board, as you can see. And then you can put that up, or you can take and put Mod Podge, or a finish on that one. But isn't this great?
And
just
then it
sitting in
can
your
stand
house?
proudly in your home.
Absolutely.
I like that.
forever.
I like
So,
that. Moving ahead to this. Now, this you call a money worm.
Yes, that's a money worm, and you can see the little head here at the front.
So it's a child's toy,
Yes.
but it also has a surprise inside.
It has $2.50 in here, and I was trying to figure a way when I figured this out to give my little nieces and nephews some money. And the best way to do it, it weighs a lot. There's 50 pennies in each one of these, so I have $2.50 in here. So what you do to make this little money worm is I took a piece of felt. This is about, you can take if you do quarters, you can roll that in and see how big you need to make that.
All
So
right.
if you're really rich, go for the quarters. They'll like that the most. Put the felt out, cut rick-rack to go along the edge of that.
On the very
and this
top
can be
end.
glued, or I prefer sewing because I actually do sew. So I put it in, pin that off, and then what you do is once you have that all sewed, you run the money into that. So you run that down in, and then the last piece I'm going to show you here on the back of this one, the very last thing you do is to take the ribbon, tie this on here, and that's that really inexpensive ribbon that you can buy at the store.
Right, just the curling ribbon.
The curling ribbon, and then you can make the little curls on that.
And that's how
it's
you
easy.
divide it off, each section.
That's right.
Between the coins.
you're all
In the
set.
front, once again, is just a pom-pom that you
Pom-pom.
glued on?
The eyes, yeah. The pom-pom we glued on, the eyes. And these are pipe cleaners rolled into the little antlers here in the nose, and you're all
Isn't
set.
that fun? So it's a toy to play
That's
with.
right.
And also, it's,
Isn't that fun?
yeah, a
And
great
there you get the money at
surprise.
the end.
I like
So,
that. Personalized t-shirts, sweatshirts, I love. And you've come up with a very clever way to use a child's handprint.
That's right. And you can see these little kids how fun they are. Aren't those neat?
Isn't that cute? Amy and Chelsea are modeling there. It's a moose with the antlers on the top. And look carefully because the antlers are actually their handprints.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. How do we do that?
Well, the first thing you're going to do is take the sweatshirt and then get a piece of cardboard. And I just used a cardboard box that goes in between this.
Okay.
This stretches the shirt out, first of all. And the second thing that it does is it makes it so the paint doesn't go through here.
All right.
And then on the back of this, I actually taped the sleeves down so it's easy to work with and it sits flat. So the next thing to do is take contact paper, cut a square out, and then cut the face out here, as you can see, and then we're ready to...
And you attach the contact paper right
that's
onto
right,
the
put
sweatshirt.
the contact paper
All
right onto that. And what we'll do, Sharon, get some of that
Get some
paint in
paint
there.
here.
You take and sponge the face on.
It doesn't matter if I go over because I'm
You can just even do
protected
it a
here.
little bit more, a little bit faster.
harder,
We're gonna
all
have
right.
Amy come on in here. I'm going to have her do the antlers. Will you take your hands, put in this paint? There you go. Oh, isn't that fun? Okay, now put your hands together like this. Okay, good. Now open them up. Yeah, make sure you got paint everywhere. How are you doing,
All right,
Sharon?
I think I'm ready.
You're
There
about
we
ready
go.
for this?
The face is ready.
Okay, if you'll take that end. And actually, you can let this dry, but you can see the face is already on there and how easy this is to do.
Great.
Okay, Amy, come on over here. We showed her how to do this. Yeah, spread them out. She's going to put the antlers on, and this is where the fun begins. Okay, push those right down. Okay, take those off. Wow, isn't that great?
Perfect.
And we need you to put a couple of ears on there.
Ears on here. Okay.
There, good. And the other side, so you just cut that foam, sponge
Yes, in the shape of
exactly the
here.
way you want. So there we have it. Now to finish that off, let's go back over here and show you. I just cut a round piece of sponge, put it in red paint and put it here. You can do the same thing with white for the eyes.
And
the
that goes
green.
right over the brown paint.
Exactly, and you can even brush some of this in. Put a little bell on there, and we're all set. Isn't that fun?
Oh, that is so clever. And it's an inexpensive holiday outfit.
Yeah.
I like that too. Quickly, we have a gift idea, a gift bag idea rather, which is also using hands.
Do the same thing. So we're going to do the hands here, the ears. This is fun foam, we've done it. And a little bit of greenery here, eyes, the nose, the cheeks, mouth with magic marker, and bell down here that doesn't want us to stay on. But you can put the bell right here at the bottom of it and ring that with the little ribbon on the
We
bottom.
bring
of
that out every year.
Yes.
Diane has wonderful ideas always, and she has a new book out, Holiday Fun Year Round, so it's not just for Christmas, it's for all year round with Diane Thomas. And to
I have
end
something
here,
for you. This is my favorite one to give away. This is for a rainy day. It's an umbrella. made like a ladybug.
So you get a personalized
That's
umbrella.
right. You wrap this up, give it to them, and then when they open it up,
You go, oh, I just love this umbrella. This is terrific. Thank
yeah.
you.
There you go, Sharon. And you get showered with $1 bills. So don't forget, a special present for a rainy day.
That is one that you'll remember forever. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
Great ideas, Diane Thomas.
Coming up next, At Home for the Holidays continues.
Christmas. Just saying the word conjures up memories that go straight to the heart. I hope we've inspired you to create some new Christmas traditions to hand down from generation to generation. From our home to yours, Merry Christmas and have a wonderful holiday season.
Hotel accommodations provided by the Radisson Metrodome Hotel, featuring deluxe rooms just minutes from downtown Minneapolis.